Today's readings in the Mass are from, I believe, Second Peter. No, Second Peter. Second Peter 1-3 and 12-17, and the Gospel is from Saint Mark, chapter 12. Some Sadducees, who say there is no resurrection, came to him, Jesus, and put this question to him, saying, "Teacher, Moses wrote for us, if someone's brother dies, leaving a wife but no child, his brother must take the wife and raise up the descendants for his brother. Now, there were 7 brothers. The first married a woman and died, leaving no descendants. So the second married her and died, leaving no descendants, and the third likewise. And the 7 left no descendants. Last of all, the woman also died. At the resurrection, when they arise, whose wife will she be? For all 7 had been married to her." Jesus said to them, "Are you not misled because you do not know the Scriptures or the power of God? When they rise from the dead, they neither marry nor are given in marriage, but they are like the angels in heaven. As for the dead being raised, have you not read in the book of Moses, in the passage about the bush, how God told him, 'I am the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob'? He is not God of the dead, but of the living. You are greatly misled." The Gospel. Yeah, this is a really interesting. It's a really interesting Bible verse text. The Sadducees, so the Pharisees believe in an afterlife, in angels and demons. Angels, the afterlife, and something, and the Sadducees do not. So they're trying to test Jesus, and they think they're being smart, but they're not being smart. Can you imagine it? I think I'm smarter than God, who made the whole show. So they put this question to him: "Teacher, Moses wrote that if someone dies without an heir, then the brother has to marry his wife, etc., etc., etc." First off, that's kind of, I don't know, maybe my mind is warped, but I find that a little crude. So the first one marries her, and 7 guys married her. Okay. And then she dies. And at the resurrection, whose wife will she be? Well, if I understood, and I didn't think this through, but isn't marriage is supposed to help us and be marriage is a sacrament. So that would make it a gift from God, and wouldn't it be something that's helping us to get to heaven? So I marry my wife, and my wife marries me. I try to get her to heaven. She tries to get me to heaven. We sharpen each other's iron, or whatever that thing is. We work together to make each other whole, to try to help each other to continue our journey towards God. And then we do the same thing for any children that naturally develop from that will naturally develop from a relationship between a husband and a wife. That's why gay marriage is not a thing. It's not marriage. It can be a union. It's a coupling, but it's certainly not a marriage. Anyway, so once you're in heaven, you don't need a guide. You're already there. You've already been guided. You don't need a helper, because you're already there, and nothing can be better than being there with God, with Jesus. So we really don't need any more helpmates or anything at that point, do we? So when you're in heaven, I suspect we'll know each other, and I suspect that she'll be the one that I was married to on earth. I don't know how that'll work, but I tend to think that once you're in the presence of God, nothing else matters, and nothing else matters. What's that song? Is that a Black Sabbath song? And nothing else, or is it Who is that? No, it's an 80s band, 90s band. And nothing else. Is it Nirvana? Anyway, no, it's a heavy metal band. Sorry, now I have to think this through. And nothing else matters, or nothing much matters. Pearl Jam. I think that's Pearl Jam. Anyway. And then Jesus says, I probably should have kept this on Jesus. At the resurrection, whose wife will she be? Jesus said to them, are you not misled? Did you not know? So I guess that the Sadducees think that the people are dead until the resurrection. But it's our understanding that people will be alive in heaven, but they will they will get their bodies back at the second coming, I believe, is how that works. It's supposed to work. So they're not up there dead. They are alive. Because do you not remember the scriptures when they rise from the dead, they neither marry nor are given in marriage. Okay, we talked about it. As for the dead being raised, did you not read in the book of Moses, in the passage about the bush, God told him, I am the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, the God of Jacob. So he's the God of the living. He's not talking about dead. They're living with him. He is not God of the dead, but of the living. You are greatly misled. And our whole generation seems to be greatly misled. So let's not worry about the silly details, the what ifs. When I help with the, I don't like to say this, but when I help with the School of Religion, which I'm supposed to be a catechist, when I help with them, oftentimes the kids will come up with these what if scenarios. Well, what if a Martian came down and would he have to follow the Ten Commandments and all? And stay focused. I should talk about staying focused. Anyway, so stay focused, and there is an afterlife. There is a Jesus who is alive in heaven, and so we want to live our lives. We want to pray. We want to care for those around us so that we can be with God in heaven, whether we're married or not. And we can be in heaven with Abraham and Isaac and Jacob and Jesus. And don't worry about the what ifs and the inconsequential possible scenarios. Just worry about knowing and loving God, and knowing and loving God's children, who are all those around you. Let's pray for the Americas. Ask the saints to pray for the Americas, for us, and pray for the souls in purgatory.